Hi student, this is extra credit for quiz number 3. We have 2 credit and each of them we get 10 points. So if you get both of them, you can get 20 points plus 100 points for quiz number 3. So total you can get up to 120 points. And this is the credit. We have 2 of them. The first one, I call that extra credit 3A. You need to print out this one for the paper 811, sorry, A11, and after that you color that. Take a photo and email for me. You get up to 10 points. And the second one, you need to solve the problem. And this one, for this time, for quiz number 3, you need to calculate for parking space. And this one include for accessible parking and also for van accessible parking also. So I will give you instruction how to do that. So we have 2 of them. The first one coloring, the second one solve the problem. So for the first one, you can print out the side like this for A11 paper, and after that to color that. I don't mind, you can add it on the sky, the bird, on everything, the moon or the sun, something like that on the sky, no problem. So just color and email to me after you take the photo. About extra credit 3B, this solve the problem. If you look at this, I give you total parking space for shopping center 4 acre. And in architecture, before you design for parking space, you need to know for the group from the projects. For example, the shopping center, you need a lot of parking, so the ratio you calculate is different with the retail or some kind like the working area. For industrial, you don't need a lot of parking. For example, you have the retail or you have some of the workshop, you don't need a lot of parking. But for example, you have the restaurant, you have the shopping center, you have some kind like the exercise gyms, so the parking you calculate is different with the way you calculate for the ratio for each of the group of occupancies. So in this one, I ask you to design for shopping center, and I will give you the guideline how to calculate for that. This one I give you 4 acre for the site, that means total site. And I also give you the hint for 1 acre equal 43,560 square feet. After that you need to calculate for 4 acre, and after that you need to calculate for the buildings. So many ways you calculate for the parking space. However, I show you one very easy one for the parking space for this case. Before you calculate for this one, I go with example for you familiar with how to calculate it before you go back with to calculate for this one. So this is one example for you can know the way how to solve the problem. This is example only. So end of the number right here, just for example, the way you do a different one, you need to calculate for each of them like this. But I give you the example for you can see the way how to calculate it before you start with solve the problem. So the first one, this is example. I give you the size is 2 acre, and that's 1 acre is 43,560 square feet. So if I have 2 acre, I'm time for 2, and I got 87,127 square feet for the site, the last site. Now when you study very beginning, that the building usually equal 1/3 or 1/4 from the site. That means the building is always smaller than the total site. So in this case, I use 1/3. Few other building they can equal from 1/3 to 1/4 from total site. So remember, the building always smaller than the site. And in this case, I use 1/3. And total square feet from the site is 87,120, and I take for the building area equal 1/3, so I take 1/3 times for 87,120 square feet, and I got this number 2940 square feet. That's the area from the building. Depend on the building and depend on the group from construction, you can figure out how many parking space. Like I told you before, for example, you have the retail building or you have the workshop building. You don't need a lot of parking space. And with the restaurant, with the gym, with the church, or some kind like you need a lot of occupancy for that building, and the ratio when you calculate for the building space is different. So now with the guy right here, you use 2940 square feet for the building site. You divide by 200 square feet. In the other case, you can divide by 250. In this one, I use 200 square feet for each of parking space. And I take total size from the building, I divide by 200, I get 145 parking space for total regular parking space. After that, I look at the table. In this table, they show you how many accessible parking you need to calculate for, and how many accessible for van parking space you need to calculate for. And this is the guideline for average from the parking area you looking for. For example, you have 145 parking space for regular. You look at the guide right here. They show you the range from 101 to 150 parking space. You need 5 of accessible parking, and you need 1 for van accessible parking. So in this range, 145, you need 5 accessible parking and 1 for van accessible parking. So I put the number right here. I put the total for accessible parking require 5. And after that, minimum for van accessible parking require E1 right here. Okay, so when I calculate for total parking in this building, I need to take the regular 145 plus required for 5 parking for accessible, and plus 1 for required van parking parking accessible. So that's why total I have 145 plus 5 less 1. So I got 151 parking for total on the site. Okay, so this table I give you like the guidelines. You need to calculate for the regular one accessible and the van required for this range. So now go back with us. Example. So now you go with to solve the problem in the real credits for number 3. So now you look at this. Find the total parking space for shopping center 4 acre site. This is 4 acre. The example I give you 82, but this is 4. And the way to do exactly the same. So I need to calculate for total site is number 1. And that's 4 acre and 1 acre is this one is 43,560. So I'm time for 4 acre, and I got total right here for the square feet right here. I think this one I can do. This one I do like this one for easy. You understand that it better. Okay, so for example, 1 acre equal 43,560 square feet, and how many square feet for 4 acre? We do like this. It's easy. And after that, you got the total number right here for the site. And remember, building is equal 1/3 or 1/4 from the site. In this case, I use 1/3, and you do for the building area. You take 1/3, you time for how many square feet you got from 4 acre, you time right here. And you got the building area right there. Okay. After that, total parking. I give you the guideline. You take on of the building area right here, you divide by 200, because 200 square feet, that's a one area for one parking space. And you take the building right here, how many square feet right here, you put it right there. And after that, you divide by 200. So you got the number right here, divide for this one, and you got how many parking space. And this one is just the regular one only. That means the parking regular one. When you have this number, you see the table on the left one. You look at the range. I don't know how much you got this one. For example, you got 200 and you got this one. So you know how many accessible parking right here require and how many van accessible parking require. If you got 300 right there and you go with the guy right here, 201 to 300, did the range right here, and you look at this one for require how many accessible parking right here and how many van accessible parking required right there. Okay, so depend on how many parking space you got right here, you look at the range and you figure out how many require for accessible and van accessible parking. That means you put that number right there for minimum for total accessible parking right here, right there, and this one for the van parking space right there. After you got this number, after you look at the range, you add the regular one plus accessible plus the van parking, and you got total number right here. That's the answer. I need to see that. So on of the quiz credits for solve the problem is like that. Okay. If you not figure out how much for each of them, or you feel confused, what is it, you can go back with the example right here. That example I gave you very clear about the number, so you can look at this and you look at the range right here. 145 is inside here, so that's why you select this one and you figure out how many required for accessible parking and for van accessible parking. After that, you add the regular one right here with the one on accessible and the one on the van accessible for get total number. That's the one I needed. Okay, so basically the problem number 3, credit number 3, so the problem is like that. And the color 10 point for this one. So basically if you do both of them, you can get 20 point. Add with the quiz number 3, 100. So total for quiz number 3 can get up to 120 points. Okay, so good luck for all of you. And quiz number 3 is longer. I mean, I give more question for you because I want to select the qualified student for skip final. So that's why I give longer. However, the way how to do is similar. That means fill in the blank, true false question and multiple choice question with 2 credits right here. So everything right there, if you do very good and you do projects, design projects, it's 200 point, and I think that's you qualify for skip final. Good luck to all of you and see you in the pronto tonight. See you next time.